Episode 2. Starting late for two reasons. One, I got stuck watching something, and two, my PC has just been shutting off all day, and so I had to take it apart to see what was going on with it. And there were two plugs um, that were not properly connected into the motherboard. And I want to say that I don't know how they came loose, but I do know how they came loose. I went in there with an air blower, and I went in with an air blower, and they became dislodged due to that. But hopefully, that was what was wrong,
Say not to depend on comms.
and we're good.
Messages then, and you can do the same.
Well, they said that due to concerns about signal congestion, we're supposed to avoid sending messages at all. They're trying to keep war data coming through, so every data packet counts.
So how am I supposed to talk with you then?
Tragic. I will say that this is the least consistent game as far as audio is concerned. Like, it's literally all over the place.
Commander Shepard.
Hello.
What's going on here?
Commander, just who I was looking for. Diana Allers, Alliance News Network. I think we can help each other.
I suppose you want an interview.
Even better. I'm a military reporter with the show called Battle Space. We're carried on just about all Council planets. My producers want me embedded on a human ship, and I want that ship to be the Normandy.
Why would I want that?
Wars can be won or lost in the editing room, and this war needs to be won. I've got Alliance security clearance and operate without a crew. You get veto power over the segments I file. Can you handle an arrangement like that? Or do I keep looking?
Tell your producers yes, for now. We'll see how it works out. Report to the ship as soon as possible. Any questions?
How much gear can I bring?
1 foot locker.
Aye, aye, Commander.
So yeah, got her onto the ship, and she actually becomes a war asset, as you can see. It just popped up down there. So basically, this score is supposed to have a bearing on the ending, but you don't have to max it out.
Hello,
I don't think.
Commander Shepard. Welcome to the Citadel.
It's good because I'm
This is
not playing any
document
multiplayer.
24. Note that due to recent events, official identification and weapons permits may be requested by CSAC personnel for routine verification.
What else is in the area?
You are standing in docking area D24. According to your biometrics file, you are cleared to access further information about this bay. This is the airlock currently assigned to the Systems Alliance ship Normandy. If you look out the bay window, you can see one of the many magnificent vistas for which the Citadel is renowned.
What about that room over there?
The waiting area is for those who wish to speak to our new arrivals. It is located next to security processing.
Any other important areas I should know about?
Docking Bay E24 has been repurposed into temporary housing to accommodate the recent influx of civilians to the Citadel. If you wish to contact your species' official Citadel representative, please go to Citadel embassies. For medical needs, the Presidium offers leading-edge care at the Huerta Memorial Hospital. The Presidium Commons have been a cultural mainstay since the Council was first established at the Citadel.
What's with the heightened security?
New screening fields have been added in order to speed up processing at the security stations in each docking area. Citadel security screening technology uses highly advanced biometric authentication systems developed by the CERTA Foundation. Please note that any attempt to circumvent Citadel security measures will result in immediate incarceration.
That's all.
Please speak with me again if you require further assistance.
Alright, so that's enough for the intro. See what we can learn here.
Recent intel suggests that the entire Batarian hegemony has been destroyed by an unknown force. Early reports indicate that Earth has fallen to the same enemy force that attacked Batarian space. Incursions by enemy forces are being reported in Turian colonies. Fighting is said to have reached Palaven.
Oh, we got a BI doing the news. But I could definitely tell you it was a huge relief to hear that the Batarians were destroyed by the Reapers first, because we didn't have to worry about them. They have beef with Shepard for events that transpired in the second game, which you guys didn't get to see because of lack of DLC. But yeah, there's a reason why.
Commander Shepard. Please select the destination. One moment, please.
So we're gonna go to the hospital first, because Liara's already at the embassy,
Now
and
arriving at
you know,
Memorial Hospital.
this is Ash. This is Ash we're talking about here. So she's a big deal.
So, the nurse tells me you've refused to bathe and you only want to talk to another Asari.
Yes. Can I have a gun?
I'm sorry, no.
Maybe I could be transferred to another hospital then. Someplace unsecured. I could have a gun then, right? And no humans. Wherever you transfer me, it shouldn't have humans.
The humans are our allies. You don't trust them?
No, it's not that. How are my eyes? What color are they right now?
Maybe you could tell me what happened.
She probably was a victim of the Collector attack, and that's why she doesn't want to be anywhere near humans.
Theoretical enemy. The Alliance military has abandoned the Hades Galaxy.
Welcome to Serta.
Alright.
All profits from sales go to help new medical research. Thank you for coming to Serta. How can we help you?
Serta is a non-profit organization dedicated to the medical needs of all sapient life.
All profits from sales go to help new medical research. Be safe.
Hello, Commander Shepard. Welcome to Huerta Memorial Hospital. The human specialist medical officer in charge is Dr. Michel. Also, please note that specialists for all known Citadel species are on call. Please ensure that you observe proper decontamination protocols at all times while in this area.
Where'd the hospital get its name?
It is named after President Christopher Huerta of Earth's United North American States. The donor who requested the tribute expressed the desire to remain anonymous.
You can really cover treatment for any kind of species here?
Huerta Memorial surpasses all requirements needed for any multi-species medical facility. This facility's attendant levels can also replicate the living conditions needed to accommodate other, more exotic species. Aquatic environments, for example, are available on short notice.
What about the medical staff? How do they deal with so many species?
All personnel are required to undergo mandatory and regular psychological evaluations, as well as refresher courses. Hospital administration understands how difficult it can be for staff to deal with such a wide variety of patients. It is imperative they be offered the support needed to retain their current high standards.
Thank you.
Please speak with me again if you require further assistance.
Ah, there's Dr.
Here's
Michelle.
Shepard now.
And Dr.
Dr.
Chocolates.
Chocolates, you're here?
I'm working at an Alliance R&D lab down in Shelter Wards, coordinating closely with Admiral Hackett. I heard you escaped Earth in the Normandy, and that someone was critically injured. I came as fast as I could.
We had a run-in with the Cerberus synthetic on Mars. Ashley took the worst of it. How's she doing?
Very well, all things considered. I'm impressed with Lieutenant Commander Williams' resilience, as well as Dr. Michel's expertise. I wish I could have been there to help on Mars.
It's been 6 months, Doctor. How have you been?
Good. I've been fortunate. When they impounded Normandy, the Alliance didn't really know what to do with me. I was never officially part of Cerberus, and I'd gotten a proper leave of absence from my previous post.
So you hadn't technically done anything wrong by joining me to defeat the Collectors?
Yes, though I suppose if you were judged to be a war criminal, I would have been tried as an accessory.
Keep doing what you're doing with Alliance R&D. We need our best minds at work, giving us every advantage possible.
I'm a field doctor, Commander, not a research scientist. Eden Prime, the Battle of the Citadel, defeating the Collectors. We've been through too much together to let it end now. Let me serve on the Normandy. Please, Commander.
The Normandy wouldn't be the same without you, Doctor. Get your things. Docking Bay D-24.
Yes, Commander. And thank you.
Don't thank me so soon. Remember, Joker is still aboard.
And I'd be surprised if he's been remembering his medication.
The Council called the invaders Reapers at the same time.
Commander Shepard, good to see you.
Dr. Michel, it's been a long time. You've come a long way from that small clinic down in the wards.
Because of you, I don't know where I'd be if you hadn't dealt with Fist and his thugs. Now I'm head physician in a Presidium clinic. You gave me this chance. I assume you're here about Lieutenant Commander Williams?
How's Ashley doing?
The head trauma was severe, but we reduced the swelling quickly. These types of injury can go either way. She hasn't regained consciousness yet, but her vitals are strong, so I'm optimistic. You can go see her if you like. She's just down the hall.
This war may leave a lot of injured people homeless. Can the Citadel clinics care for them all?
We're fine now, but I'm worried. Every hospital on the Citadel is preparing for the worst. I hear the docks are tightly controlled, but we just can't leave people floating out there forever.
How are your medical supplies holding up?
We're well stocked now, but I can't say I'm not worried about the future. We've posted guards on our reserves. War profiteering has already begun.
With a center of this size, you must have a lot of direct reports.
We've got 12 full-time doctors and over 50 support staff. It can be overwhelming, quite different from my days in the wards.
Keep up the good work, Doctor.
You too, Commander.
The Alliance military has abandoned the Hades Gamma Cluster to the incoming Reaper forces.
Patient stable for now.
That was touch and go. Good work, Dr. Freilich.
Narrow splint's still the best course of action.
I'll see if we have the required spatial bindings. Meet you back here.
Incursions by enemy forces are being reported in Turian colonies. Fighting is said to have reached power.
Hi, Doctor. Didn't expect to see you again so soon.
Well, we need to prescribe you another round of antibiotics.
For when I ship out?
I have some bad news. Your squad applied the Medigel correctly, but infection had already set in by the time they found you. I'm sorry. I'm afraid we have to remove your leg below the knee.
What? But... I don't understand. It doesn't even hurt.
It would if we took you off the painkillers, Lieutenant.
Yeah, this would be a pretty sweet place to recover. That's for sure. But you would probably need A1 health insurance. Just gonna ignore the doctor that's literally inside the counter.
Ash. Hey. It's Shepard. I should have known you'd pull through. You're stubborn. Always were. Scared me pretty bad back there on Mars. I just wanted to check in on you. See how you're doing. Despite all this, it's good seeing you again, Ash. Get some rest, okay? I'll come by when you're feeling better. We'll talk. You need anything, Doc, let me know. Okay, Ash. You take care.
Her arm's literally inside her stomach. Oh, man. Right. So we've completed a tour of the hospital. We've recruited a new squad mate. Crew member, I should say, Dr. Chakwas. And we're waiting for Ash to recover.
Commander Shepard. Please select one moment, please. Now arriving at Presidium Embassy.
Alright, Human Embassy, 31st floor.
Hello, Commander Shepard. Welcome to Citadel Embassies. The current human ambassador is Dominic Osoba. Commander Bailey is the CSEC officer on duty. You will find him in the Citadel Security District Office.
What else is in the area?
This area is reserved for human embassy personnel and attending CSEC security. The human embassy prides itself on offering swift assistance to any who fall under its auspices.
Where's the Spectre Requisitions office?
The Spectre Requisitions District Office is down the hallway to your left. Note that requisition forms are available only to agents whose biometrics are verified and on file.
Any other important areas I should know about?
The Normandy is currently docked in D-24, which is tagged to your biometrics. Docking Bay E-24 has been repurposed into temporary... For medical needs, the Presidium Commons have been a cultural mainstay since the Council was first established at the Citadel.
That's it. Thanks.
Please speak with me again if you require further assistance.
Alright.
Reports indicate that Earth has fallen to the same enemy force that attacked Batarian space.
Please tell the Primacy that the Vol Protectorate wishes to assist with the Alliance project. We had a Prothean obelisk that might have helped. Sadly, it was lost in the Shrike Abyssal. Nevertheless, we are committed to helping both the Turian Empire and the Human Alliance.
According to the Council, these galaxy-wide attacks are part of a massive and organized invasion plan. The Council call the invaders Reapers.
Hello, dear. Perhaps you can help me. I'm looking for my son.
But we spoke about this already. I told you about his mission and...
Nonsense. I just filled out the paperwork. He's very punctual when he's on the field. He checks in every week. Only... he hasn't checked in for a while now. A month. Anyway, I'd like to file an expedited contact request.
Yes, of course, ma'am. But the notes on his file state he's not under a contact ban.
Oh, you already looked. How kind of you. I'm just so worried. It's not like him to go quiet for so long.
As soon as I get news, ma'am, I'll let you know as soon as I get news.
You're such a nice young woman. You know, you remind me of my daughter-in-law.
Sad that your son's dead.
The Council called the invaders Reapers, the same term once used by a disgraced Commander Shepard to refer to.
Alright.
There is no anti-humanity conspiracy here, Ms. Al-Jalani. The Council's simply not granting interviews at this time.
My viewers are going to know that CSEC and the Council are denying them access.
Listen, lady, you think I like playing gatekeeper between the paparazzi and the politicians? I don't have time to babysit them, and I'm not here to hold your hand.
Well, I'm camping out until I'm granted an audience.
Fine. I hope you brought a sleeping bag.
Commander Shepard? Commander, humanity has questions.
Humanity can kiss my ass.
Damn press.
See, you're keeping the peace.
Yeah, I feel like a glorified doorman.
Most people would see it as a move up.
Wedged in here with all the stuffed shirts, I'd rather be back down on the streets. I appreciate the higher pay grade, but I'm not a political creature.
If you didn't want to be upped, why'd you accept?
You don't say no to Counselor Udina. Well, maybe you would, but I gotta live here. I know, squeaky wheel gets the oil, but I didn't lobby for promotion like some other officers. I'm not even sure why he picked me. I never know with politicians. I hate political BS.
Politicians are the weeds of the galaxy.
If that was a bumper sticker, I'd stick it right here on my desk. It's killing me about Earth.
You and me both.
I haven't been back in years. Now I may never. If this ain't the end of days, it's pretty damn close.
Big true. Big true. And unlike previous games, everything is conveniently located close together. And this is the Spectre office. Welcome to the Spectre Information Processing Center. This terminal offers secure information access, support for authorization of covert operations or requisitions. It is restricted to operatives currently on active duty with special tactics and reconnaissance. Any operation requiring payment can be executed at the terminal nearby, which supports secure and untraceable financial transactions. Orion Pilgrim Jen Volan Narnima on the Citadel received a large credit transfer from the fleet. Jen Volan purchased tech, including high-end weapon-mounted kinetic barrier emitters from several ship service centers. On Ilium, another Quarian Pilgrim, unidentified, was observed searching for a ship traveling close to the Perseus Veil. The Pilgrim was later heard saying that his pilgrimage was recalled. Data suggests the Quarian fleet is withdrawing its pilgrims and upgrading ships for combat somewhere near the Perseus Veil. This could be a reaction to the Reaper invasion, but no formal offer or request for assistance has come. Intel suggests the Quarians may be instead preparing for conflict with the Geth. Not surprising, not surprising. And then, of course, here are our Spectre weapons. We don't have enough money to buy because EA doesn't want you carrying cash over. So, neat thing about Spectre Requisition Area is that you can test all your weapons, play around with builds, and you know, it's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. So this one actually fires slugs. The Crusader does, but we don't need good ore. I thought I had some submachine gun lightweight materials, but maybe I'm hallucinating. But yeah, this thing's got some muscle climb on it. Yeah, it's got a lot of kick. A lot of kick. I'd rather... You know what? I don't even want assault rifle. Actually, I do. Because this SMG is not accurate. The Hurricane, like, it'll shred anything up close. I already have automatic eagle. I'll probably change it later once I get access to better kit. Better handgun, I mean. Alright, so now let's go and meet with Dina. This here is just another area. But as you can see, it's a lot more touched up, you know, compared to Mass Effect 2 and the first one. So, you know, this actually looks more like an office.
Commander, Councilor Udina said you'd be coming. If you'll follow me, the council is already in session.
We've got our own problems, Councilor. Earth is not in this alone.
But Earth was the first Council world hit. By all reports, it faces the brunt of the attack.
By your reports.
The reports are accurate. Earth was attacked. By the Reapers. And it's just the beginning. We need your help. Everything you can spare.
Each of us faces a similar situation. Even now, the Reapers are pressing on our borders. If we lend you our strength to help Earth, our own worlds will fall.
We must fight this enemy together.
And so we should just follow you to Earth?
Even if we were to unite our fleets, do you really believe we could defeat the Reapers?
I don't expect you to follow me without a plan.
Counselors, we have that plan, a blueprint, created by the Protheans during their war with the Reapers.
A blueprint for what?
We're still piecing it together. But it appears to be a weapon of some sort.
Capable of destroying the Reapers?
So it would seem.
The scales. It would be a colossal undertaking.
No. I forwarded the plans to Admiral Hagen. The remnants of the human fleet are already gathering resources to begin construction.
Our initial calculations suggest it is very feasible to build.
If we work together.
Have you considered that the Reapers destroyed the Protheans? What good did this weapon do?
It was incomplete. There was a missing component, here. Something referred to only as the catalyst. But they ran out of time before they could finish building it.
Do you really believe this can stop the Reapers?
Liara believes it can work, and so do I. And while I haven't always agreed with Udina, he's right about this. We need to stand together. Now more than ever. The Reapers won't stop at Earth. They'll destroy every organic being in the galaxy if we don't find a way to stop them.
The cruel and unfortunate truth is that while the Reapers focus on Earth, we can prepare and regroup.
We are convening a summit amongst our species. If we can manage to secure our own borders, we may once again consider aiding.
I'm sorry, Commander. That is the best we can do.
Shepard, meet me in my office.
I hope that's an offer of support. I'll be digging up what I can on this Prothean device, Shepard.
They're a bunch of self-concerned jackasses, Shepard. We may have a spot in the Council, but humanity will always be considered second-rate.
How can they be so blind?
They're scared, and they're looking out for themselves.
Our people are scared, and we are looking out for them the best we know how.
Counselor?
Commander, I can't give you what you need, but I can tell you how to get it.
I'm listening.
Primarch Fedorian called the War Summit, but we lost contact with him when the Reapers hit Palaven. Those meetings won't proceed without him. The Normandy is one of the few ships that can extract Primarch Fedorian undetected.
I told you this would happen, and you did nothing.
We can argue the past later if you like. But the leaders of this summit will be the ones deciding our future. The fate of our fleets, where they fight, and with whom. A grateful Primarch would be a tremendous ally in your bid to unite us.
We're at war, and you want me to play politician?
If it gets you what you need, what does it matter? Our latest intelligence says that the Primarch was moved to a base on Palaven's largest moon. I've done all I can to help. The rest is up to you. There is one other thing. The Council wanted me to tell you, we've chosen to uphold your Spectre status. And various resources will be made available to you. Good day.
Well, that went well.
It's a start. I'll talk to the others in the meantime. See if we can support this summit. Move things along.
Thanks.
Alright, so now we've got our next mission heading over to Palaven. And this is Udina's office, which is a lot more swank than the old office that humans had prior to getting into the council. And they had a pretty nice embassy, but now that humanity's on the council, you know, the room definitely demands respect. It's also located where you can get a perfect enough view, but an assassin would have to try really, really hard to pick you off. Like, I mean, look at that distance. Like, you couldn't land a shot from that distance easily. And even if you could, there's kinetic barriers and all the other kind of countermeasures you have to think about.
The Council. You saved their lives. And for what? Apologies that boil down to maybe later. If we don't figure out something, maybe later will be an epitaph on a mass grave of 11 billion.
I know what I'm gonna do. What are you gonna do?
Humanity has created some goodwill in the galaxy. Now we cash in our chips. I will get what funding I can, what materials I can, and spread the message. Help the humans, help yourselves. I'll institute a draft in our colonies and order all civilian ships armed. Work on the Prothean device will be around the clock.
Did you know a lot of people on Earth?
Many. It's monstrous to think of them being snuffed out, of course, but the part that gets me is Arcturus. I must have known most of the Alliance Parliament on a first-name basis. I required a second VI just to track all their birthdays and anniversaries. Rose Garden stuff, but to have it all gone.
You're a Citadel counselor. Don't you have options when the others block you like this?
With Parliament destroyed and Shastri gone, I have more power than any human in history. But today, you saw how little that is. Rest assured, I will not be counted out long. I know I can move mountains. Do not lose sight of that, because the task before us is moving planets.
What's your read on the counselors? Any angles I could pursue?
Tavos is a diplomat and compromiser, but she's wrapped up in defending Asari space like a mother panther. Valern is out of his depth. The Solarians like their wars won before they start. They're frightened now. Use that. In Sparatus, I'd take what he offers. It's strange days when the Turians are the least hostile to humans, and there's a need there.
Any news from Earth?
There is constant news. All of it bad. The Reapers are destroying satellites and the old nuclear missile silos, along with everything else that could help. We have a handful of quantum entanglers spread out over the continents. All other communication is cut.
I should go.
I'll be here.
Alright. So now we can go ahead and hit Palaven.
Commander Shepard. Commander, the people of the Alliance have questions. Commander Shepard. Khaleesa bint Seen and Al-Jalani. Isn't it true that you were on Earth when the Reapers attacked? How do you justify running away while millions of people on Earth die? Is that the best we can expect from the Alliance?
I came to get help for Earth. For everyone.
What about all the people suffering while you play politics with the Council? What about them? How can you stand here while our families die? What are you going to do?
The same thing I've been doing for the past 3 years. Find a way to stop the Reapers. Get some help, Kalisa. I have work to do.
So I actually missed the Paragon option. I want to see if I can go back and actually use it. Oh no, I'm going all the way back. I think. Yeah, let me see. Oh, you would thought the autosave would have worked.
Commander Shepard. One moment, please.
Well, let me see just how far back I went.
Now arriving at Huerta Memorial Hospital.
I mean, none of that stuff's particularly important. Yeah, no. Autosave is on, but you gotta do your manual saves for sure.
All profits from sales go to help new medical research.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start using double click.
CERTA is a non-profit organization
It's
dedicated to the medical
menus.
needs of all sapient life.
Annoying. But I mean, most of what took time was just a sightseeing, so we could literally just cut through.
Patient stable for now.
That was touch and go. Good work, Dr. Freilich.
Cut through to the chase.
I just wanted...
Alright, so did that. And gotta make sure that I talk to Chakwas. Her back onto the ship.
Dr. Chakwa.
I'm working. I heard you escaped.
We had a run-in with...
Very well. I wish I could have been there to help on Mars.
It's been said.
And we asked her to get caught up.
Though I suppose if you were judged...
And I told her...
Eden, we've been through too much together.
And then she asked to join the Normandy. But the game makes it really easy to skip dialogue, easier than the old games.
Commander Shepard.
Dr. Michelle.
There's actually an express mode that you can play.
How's Ashley doing?
The aid drama with these types, you can go see her if you like. She's just down the hall.
Keep up the good work.
You too, Commander.
Alright, and we didn't need to ask that. So we're pretty much almost caught back up. So I gotta run into Bailey again.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. One moment, please. Now
And then we're just gonna go straight there. But you imagine just how much faster this game is if you didn't worry about dialogue. Like seriously.
There is no anti...
My viewers are going...
I don't know.
Well, I'm...
Alright.
Yeah.
We're talking.
Most people would...
Wedged in here. I appreciate the higher pay grade, but I'm... You don't... I know. I'm not even sure why he picked me.
You and me both.
I haven't been back. If this ain't the...
Right, so we chatted him up.
Commander, Councilor Udina said you'd be coming. If you'll follow me, the council is already in session.
We've got our own problems.
But Earth...
By your...
The reports are accurate. And it's just the beginning.
Each of us faces a...
We must fight.
And so we should just fight.
Even if we were to...
I don't expect you to fall.
A blueprint for what?
We're still piecing it, but it appears to...
Capable of destroying...
So it would seem.
The scale.
No.
Have you considered that...
It was incomplete, but they ran out of time.
Do you really believe this can stop the Reapers?
Liara.
The cruel and...
We are convening...
I'm sorry, Commander.
Shepard?
Commander, the Normandy is one of the few ships that can extract Primarch...
I told
But a grateful Primarch...
We're at war.
If it gets you... Our latest... The Council wanted me...
Well...
Okay. And now we're pretty much back where we started.
Council.
I know what I'm gonna do.
Humanity has...
Help the humans, help yourself.
I should go.
I'll be here.
Alright. Now, we're just not gonna worry about autosave anymore. Can't trust it.
Don't let the Council forget about Earth.
I will. Thank you, Commander. We haven't always seen eye to eye, but I'm glad you're on our side.
Alright, and so the reason why I redid that is because she can become a war asset. So you don't want to lose that.
At docking bay D-24.
It's not the end of the world if you don't get her on your side, but it helps. Every bit helps. Now, Shepard's PTSD. But I thought this was a really good touch. Because Shepard's just been tough for 2 games. And killed so many of humanity's enemies. And you know, made tough choices, and you're just starting to see the weight of everything in this sequence. Like this kid, and seeing the kid die just really resonated with him in a way. And so the kid in this sense becomes a symbol of all the lives he couldn't save. You know, kind of like a failure of sorts. I mean, how can anyone succeed against the Reapers anyway, right? But that's what I interpret this as. Just the kid being a metaphor for that. There's nothing special about this kid, you know, it's just a kid that got killed by the Reapers. But he becomes a symbol for the dead, basically.
Liara, can I help you?
I've been forwarding the Turian Counselor information on the Prothean device. It can't be built without Council support, but he's not budging until their Primarch is safe.
I know.
Are you all right?
I didn't get what you'd call a good night's rest.
There's more to it than that, isn't there? What's really bothering you?
When the Reapers hit, I could hear people screaming in the streets below me. We left a lot of them behind.
There's no way for you to save them all. But I know you're doing everything you can, and you'll get back there in time to help.
I hope you're right.
Don't blame yourself, Commander.
Commander Shepard, I'm Specialist... Oh. I beg your pardon. I thought you were alone.
I was just leaving.
Commander Shepard, I'm Comm Specialist Samantha Traynor with Alliance R&D. I was part of the team retrofitting the Normandy after you turned it over to the Alliance. There weren't many of us aboard when the Reapers hit.
Slow down, Specialist Trainer. You're doing fine.
Thank you. I worked in a lab. I never thought I'd be serving on a ship.
Why don't you tell me about the retrofits?
The ship's in line with Alliance regs now, and it has new, top-of-the-line, quantum entanglement communicators. In fact, Admiral Anderson had intended to use the Normandy as his mobile command center.
That's no longer an option.
Yes, I heard he chose to stay and fight. In any event, I'm honored to serve under you, Commander. For as long as you need me, that is. They only sent me here to oversee the retrofits.
Shepard, some of our systems require further testing, and Specialist Trainer has been extremely effective during installation. I would prefer that she remain.
Got it, Edie.
Oh, wait. Since when does a virtual intelligence make requests?
Edie's an AI. Fully self-aware.
Oh, I knew it. I knew Joker was lying.
Jeff requested that I pretend to be a simple VI to protect myself. I apologize for the deception.
Thanks, Edie, and I apologize for all those times I talked about how attractive your voice was. Anyway, shall I give you a tour? I think you'll be impressed by the new upgrades. In the CIC, you'll find the galaxy map where you can set the Normandy's destination. You can also check your messages at your private terminal. The War Room houses a strategic command center for mission-specific intel and war analysis. The shuttle bay contains an armory where you can modify your equipment between missions. Finally, Liara has set up a lot of hardware down in the old XO office on Deck 3. I think she's claimed that room. And there you are. Still the same ship as before, it just flies Alliance colors now. Speaking of which, I believe Admiral Hackett would like to speak to you at the VidCom.
Commander, Udina updated me on your meeting with the Council. Sounds like they're running scared.
The Council has been a pain in my ass from day one. I'm done with them.
Then what's your plan?
I'm trying to get the Turian Primarch for a summit meeting with the Asari and Solarians. I'll bypass the Council and appeal directly to their leadership.
That's good, I like it. This is where we start laying the groundwork for our counterattack.
Unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot to back it up right now.
Then build alliances. Gather everything and everybody you can for the cause.
What about the Prothean device?
Find me people who can help build it, and if you can't, I'll take ships, soldiers, supplies, whatever you can get. We need to keep hitting the Reapers across every theater of war they open. Buy us time to figure out the device.
And when it's finished?
Assuming it ever is, we pool all our resources. Think of it as a giant armada for delivering the device, when the Reapers are most vulnerable. The stronger you can make that armada, the better the chances of punching through.
You can count on it, sir.
It's not just me, it's everyone back on Earth. Anderson and what's left of the Alliance forces have to hold out until we deal with the enemy.
I understand, Admiral.
Good. Then make it happen, Commander. I'll be expecting regular updates on your progress. Hack it out.
Alright, so this area of the ship probably just expand the comm room. So, war assets. The people, armies, and assets that you've accumulated are your war assets. The overall readiness of the galaxy determines how effectively these assets will perform in final battle. So, we're kind of close to our minimum threshold, but you know, this will have a bearing on the end. So, Systems Alliance represents humanity's economic, political, military reach throughout the galaxy. Its naval forces are led by Admiral Stephen Hackett. And these are all of the different groups. And a little lore about them as well. And then these are our war assets starting to pop up as well. So donations for the war relief efforts are pouring in, both to the Alliance and its alien allies. So that's what she did. Each conflict zone has a readiness rating that reflects its ability to control battle. Unattended, these zones can deteriorate and reduce the overall readiness rating. So basically, this is influenced by the multiplayer mostly. But we'll be able to do some things to impact the readiness rating. But as we build more allies, so you can see they reworked that space. So the old SR2 design under Cerberus had the comm center like in the middle, and this is the laboratory. So it looks like they moved the comm room table over here, and then you know, because this is where the laboratory used to be, and they replaced this table with the comm equipment that we see through the store. And so there isn't a hallway here anymore. They just use this entire space, including the armory as well. But they just replaced that entire section ship and retrofitted it. And as you can see, it's it's not clean. You know, this is back to a military vessel. Now, of course, you know, these cables lying around exposed on the floor would be a big no-no, but, you know, it is a retrofit and something that they had to do in a hurry.
Come on, Sarah. If Thestia was lost and Earth hadn't been touched yet, you can be damn sure we'd be guarding our own borders.
Yeah, no, it's true. And so we have a quartermaster here. The security checkpoint. And now we're back onto the CIC.
Found a new Cerberus lab on Sanctum. Admiral Hackett would like you to investigate.
So it's a lot darker than the Cerberus spec, and the doors look different as well.
Your private terminal.
And then this leads us back into the common room as well. So you can see how they haven't had much time to retrofit the ship, or needed to be back in service again. So you've got a lot of exposed bits. Because a lot of the ship they had to gut to keep Cerberus's influence out.
Hey, Commander. You know, I had my doubts about the Council. But after years of ignoring your warnings, they're finally willing to step up and tell you they just can't help.
They've spent years denying the threat. You think they'd be prepared now?
I was kind of hoping that maybe they were planning in secret and just not telling you about it because, you know, Cerberus. Well, let me know if you want me to get them on the channel and then hang up on them, you know, for old time's sake.
Alright, so these are all of our mission letters. Special Ops from Stephen Hackett. Shepard, Alliance forces are stretched thin across the galaxy. You need your specific talents for a series of ops. The missions will open doors for the Alliance in places we can't touch through conventional means. We'll deploy your operatives to hold point after you've completed your objectives. I need you to head to the Cerberus lab on the planet Sanctum. Brief you inbound. Okay, so we want to go to Sanctum. Stephen Hackett, Commander Shepard, this letter formally acknowledges your reinstatement into the Alliance Navy per Admiral David Anderson's recent verbal communication. Under Emergency War Powers Regulation 903.5, you are hereby authorized to assume command of the Normandy SR2. You are directed to begin interdiction operations against any and all enemies posing a threat to Earth, its colonies, and furthermore, you are granted diplomatic authority to establish treaties with non-human races as required to support your mission. Sincerely, Admiral Stephen Hackett. And then this is our flash alert from Alliance Fleet Operations // X1A.34. All Alliance military personnel. This is a galaxy-wide alert for all human territories. Fleet Admiral Hackett has declared threat condition Saber 1. Enemy presence confirmed in Sol system. Earth under Reaper attack. All Alliance military personnel are directed to evacuate Sol system at first available opportunity. Do not attempt Earth approach. Heavy enemy resistance reported. Repeat, do not attempt Earth approach. Further instructions to follow on coded channel Crimson Tacit. Earth-based Alliance personnel unable to evacuate are directed to commence any and all necessary countermeasures. All remaining Alliance personnel outside Sol Theater are directed to muster at pre-appointed staging areas and commence offensive combat operations at first available opportunity. In absence of further instruction, independent action is authorized. And now KE9. So it looks like we have a dog. Dear Commander Shepard, I was a contractor working in the Normandy's haptic interface when it was in dry dock. Your VI, Edie, emailed me to let me know I left my dock mech on board. I'm all the way out in Terra Nova now and would hate for you to go a million clicks just out of your way to drop off my dock. Please just take care of her. Likes exploring, sniffing chemical trails, and 750-volt outlets. Thank you and sorry for the trouble. I promise you won't be too much of a headache. Andrea Brown. And 7 Weaponry. Lieutenant D. Eugene. Commander Shepard. Your VI ED put in a request for me put in a request to me for a handful of N7 grade weapons. Happy to oblige. I led the engineers who retrofitted the Normandy when it was turned over to the Alliance. Edie kept me company when we were overhauling the Normandy's interior. She's a beautiful ship, Commander. I miss working on it. I left the guns in your weapons locker. Best of luck, Lieutenant Eugene, Alliance Engineer. ANN Alert, new article, Quarian Fleet, from Alliance News Network Information Partners, by Rook C.S. Rylas, ANN contributor. Citadel. Where is the Quarian Fleet? The latest intelligence shows that the Reapers are taking system after system at a feverish pace. Members of all races are fleeing their stations, colonies, in some cases their homeworld. This kind of forced exodus might seem especially familiar to the nomadic Quarians who were pushed off of their homeworld by the synthetic Geth centuries ago. But as the galaxy pushes back against the Reapers, the Quarians are conspicuously absent. Turian and Alliance spokespeople cannot provide the fleet's current location. They have other concerns at the moment. I'm sorry, guys. Just my allergies and trying to read. I'm sorry. Whatever the Quarians are up to, they want it kept secret from the Council. After a refueling stop at Ilium, the fleet left no stated destination, and there were also reports of galaxy-wide call for all young adult Quarians to abandon their pilgrimages to rejoin the fleet. Greedy and short-sighted powers will always try to gain the upper hand in times of galactic crisis. They only hope that whatever the Quarians are planning does not interfere with the only thing that should matter, stopping the Reapers. Read Rexius Rowell's regular column, Review of the Empire, exclusively. N7 Special Ops Team. Getting reinforcements, a group the recruits are calling N7 Special Ops. This is the multiplayer. There are soldiers, mercenaries, and other operatives, and they've been surprisingly effective against the Reapers with Alliance support. They're not technically N7, but I'm willing to let the nickname slide, so as long as it remains unofficial. They fought through some of the toughest battles in this war, and I'm not going to begrudge them the morale boost. The whole galaxy at war, I've ordered the ops to the front lines to rendezvous of our forces. I provide invaluable support on the ground. Welcome back, gift. From Edie. While we were in dry dock, Joker suggested that a small welcoming gift would be appropriate to have on hand should you be reinstated as the commanding officer. As the ship does not have the capacity to accommodate the dancers, he suggested I chose something from the official system's catalog. Soldiers who have held an N7 designation for 5 years or more are entitled to a commemorative hooded jacket for wear on the off-duty hours. You will find it among the selection of your casual clothing in a cabin. Priority mission, Eden Prime. Commander, Cerberus has attacked Eden Prime and is now occupying a colony. Alliance forces are stretched too thin right now to attempt to liberate the colony, but we've been doing what we can to covertly aid the resistance. In the process, we've learned that Cerberus has uncovered a major protein artifact. We don't know what it is, but it appears to be the reason for the attack of the colony. We need you to infiltrate the colony and recover the artifact. So we've got 2 missions, Sanctum and Eden Prime. Alright, so let's go ahead and explore the ship. So this is a board to the Fallen. Those who were killed in the SR1, who died in the original Normandy, and the team there. So both Dravens, Jenkins, Alenko, their names are there. Presley, and then other members of your crew as well that also died. And life support room is unchanged, but we do have model ships. The weapons that Dane had are gone, of course. Wouldn't they be? And this is the new port observation room, which used to be like the trash, the trash compactor. So we got ourselves a nice little card table, a blow off stress, full lounge music. Looks like a VR simulator that could be movies, all that's gaming, and then a bar. You know? So this kind of looks a bit like one of the more upscale ships you'd find in Star Citizen, which is surprising to see on a military vessel. You know? I guess they didn't want to strip it of all its character. The bathrooms look the same, just less clean, polished. And then the women's bathroom is just not in service, or I don't have access to it because, you know, I'm male. And then here's the crew quarters. which is still located in the same area. Alliance did not move that. And this room has been untouched as well. The only difference is the bookshelves and the additional chairs that they've added here. But you still have this open space to kind of just sit back and contemplate the universe. And the space box looks more realistic. It looks like you're staying out in the space, whereas in Mass Effect 2, it kind of looked like you were in a bubble. So, move along here. This is all unchanged. Kitchen. And this is Liara's office. So we're going to come back because I do want to talk to Liara. Let's head to the back here to the battery. Battery shouldn't change much. They removed the gate, and you can now get a run of the guns themselves because Cerberus had this area blocked off. And the neat thing, we don't need a laboratory because we don't need to mine, which is so much better. No one liked the mining in Mass Effect 2. I certainly didn't. So, you know, it's nice. Med bay still the same, and you can reset your powers here. So they make that nice and easy, keeping things fast and furious and fun. This is Dr. Eva Corey's body, which is where we kept the Legion. AI core is still located in the same place. And we're going to go down to engineering. And this is Diana's location. And as you can see, she's pretty much made this entire area her own space. There's a bed in here, and this used to be where Front hanged out, and now he's not there. But we will talk to her, don't you worry. And then of course the actual trash compactor area, I was wrong before, this is actually where it's located. It's currently locked, so we don't have access. So going down through engineering, got another Terran cruiser. This is where Jack hung out, and this is probably the most identical portion of the ship. This just has a little more junk in it than in Mass Effect 2, but the Alliance really didn't touch this section much at all. And now we're on the engineering deck, and we got Adams back, who, if I remember correctly, worked SR1, and our drive core is the same. It looks a lot cooler because it isn't super brightly lit like it was with the Cerberus ship, but or the Cerberus variant, I should say. But of course, they kept the drive core intact.
Commander, welcome back to the Normandy. Or maybe you should be saying that to me.
Engineer Adams, what are you doing here?
I was put in charge of the drive core retrofits. My experience on the Normandy SR1 made me an obvious choice.
So, what do you think of our SR2?
She's incredible. If there's one nice thing I can say about Cerberus, it's that they know how to build a ship. And about that, Cerberus, I mean, I owe you an apology.
How so?
Back when you got this ship, Dr. Chalk was contacting me, asking me to help with your mission against the Collectors. I refused. I didn't have your back, and I'm sorry for that.
Why didn't you join us?
I saw what happened to you when the Normandy went down. I didn't trust that it was really you, and I certainly didn't trust Cerberus. Also, as an officer of the Alliance, I don't just leave my post, you know?
Your Alliance first. That's the way it should be.
Thank you, Commander. Glad to be aboard.
Does the new Normandy stack up to the old SR1?
Stack up. It blows the old ship away. The Tantalus drive core has been completely overhauled. The SR2 might be nearly twice the size, but the new drive core is 3 times bigger. This ship can fly. That said, Cerberus isn't too high on safety. If pushed past her limits, this core would vent into engineering. Guess it gives my team incentive to keep her well-balanced during a firefight.
Do your job or get vaporized.
Pretty much. I noticed you upgraded the kinetic barriers with cyclonic technology. Should help reduce the draw when under missile fire.
Hopefully that means fewer vaporized engineers?
The IES stealth system is significantly improved. It can handle a higher blue shift of our emissions.
And that means?
We should be able to drop out of FTL without triggering every sensor in range. Very handy for stealth reconnaissance. All in all, the Normandy is a marvel of engineering.
What do you think of Edie?
We had a good talk during the retrofit. A little strange at first, talking shop with an AI.
AI? I thought Edie posed as a VI to keep the likes of you from unplugging her.
Yeah, but I saw through her. Have you seen her hardware? Processing power is off the charts. And then there were the problems that kept fixing themselves. If I hadn't had her pegged, I would have sworn I was losing it.
You never expressed any skepticism, Lieutenant Adams.
I figured I'd better play it safe with the Cerberus AI, Edie. No offense.
None taken. As long as you keep your fingers out of my cognizance processors.
In the beginning, I tried disconnecting her from key processes without giving myself away. Easier said than done. But Joker seemed to trust her, and in time I saw her advantages. Even grew to like her.
Is your family okay?
My parents are serving on Viridian Zenith, an Alliance agricultural vessel. My sister is a navigator on the SSV Benjamin Davis. Happy to report that both vessels are safely under Hackett's command.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, sir.
Yeah, just like old times. That's how you would end speaking to him then. Alright, and then lastly is the shuttle bay. And you cannot access this area of the ship in Mass Effect 2. And this is where you would go to just do all of your pre-mission stuff. Which, you know, it just makes a lot more sense to do it like this. So the neat thing with Mass Effect 3 is you can buy upgraded versions of all the weapons that you use and keep, you know, the weight down. That's the benefit. So damage, weapon damage, ammo capacity, and weight are all of the things that you can get upgraded. And that's pretty much all the core areas of the weapons. And can buy everything that we could buy on location from the kiosk, you know, that Amazon Prime same day delivery. And we'll buy that. Missiles are the easiest thing to modify and upgrade, in my opinion. Alright, and so now that we're on the workbench, we can go ahead and modify it. And we can change our guns. You're not able to see any attachments, but, you know. Sniper rifle concentration mod and extend the barrel. I like the N7 Valiant. It's just a really tight weapon. It's really, really good. Alright, so Vega hangs out down here. As does a new crewmate, and can't think of his name at the moment, but you know, he's right here, so we'll talk to him. We'll just work our way back up to the top. But you know, this is the way that we've been doing these episodes, you know. We have 2 ships down here. These are all the ships that I pretty much purchased and the last game. So we can customize everything from here. That's the commemorative jacket that you're talking about. And this looks like a commander battle dress. And then this would be standard Alliance. Then this would be your dress. Alright, we only got one armor set for right now. But I did buy the Casa Fabrication. So, boost the health, all of that. And with the gloss, that. Customize pattern and design. I personally am a fan of the stripe. I'm personally a fan of the stripe. And all those different colors that you can play with. Go like a deeper blood red. And all the different light colors. Something you couldn't customize the previous armors. Okay. So now,
Lieutenant Steve Cortez, shuttle pilot. Got news about our supply chains, Commander.
Nice to meet you, Lieutenant. What's going on?
Sorry to just jump in, Commander. There's so much to be done, I get caught up in the tasks at hand.
He's always like that. You need to chill out, Esteban.
So you do care, Mr. Vega? Or is that the Cerveza talking again?
So what's happening with our supply chains, Lieutenant?
Alliance procurement chains are in chaos, but the Citadel's economy is still running. I can network to Citadel retailers. You can view inventory and make purchases right from this console.
When I network to a new store, I'll let you know.
It does cost more to coordinate delivery to the Normandy, so it's cheaper to buy supplies when you're there.
So you're my shuttle pilot, but you're setting up procurement chains?
I wasn't assigned as Normandy's pilot. Not much need for one on a dry dock ship. I was overseeing the retrofit of the cargo hold. I'm quite familiar with the operation and maintenance of the UT-47 Kodiak and the M44 Hammerhead. With my experience, it made sense for me to take over as shuttle pilot when we left Earth. Especially given Mr. Vega's love of mid-air collisions.
To save the day, pendejo.
I'm also responsible for logistics, making sure the armory and shuttle are properly stocked and maintained.
Do you maintain this armory?
I share that duty with our illustrious Mr. Vega. Though I believe the only weapon he really cares to maintain is himself.
You know you love the show, Esteban.
The first retrofit we did was to move the armory down from Deck 2. I'm not sure what Cerberus engineers were thinking. Now you get off the elevator, pick your gear, and head right into the shuttle.
Just like the original Normandy.
Welcome back to the Alliance, Commander.
The Kodiak seems a bit different.
Good eyes, Commander. This is the UT-47A Kodiak. It's got an upgraded EZO core and prototype stealth technology based on the Normandy design. For quick drops, I can get you in and out virtually undetected. She flies like a brick, so that's why you need a good pilot.
What happened to the M44 Hammerhead?
It was sent to the tech labs for a retrofit. To afford mobility with such a small EZO core, its design sacrificed armor plating. The lab engineers are trying to improve that. After the Reaper invasion, those labs are probably just a pile of rubble.
How long have you been with the Alliance?
About 10 years. I enlisted in First Fleet serving on the SSV Hawking, flying F-61 Tridents mostly. I love the Trident. Practically dances in low atmo. I spent as much time tinkering on my bird as flying her. Got a bit of a reputation.
So, you can fly fighters and fix them?
Yeah, and I got a knack for procurement too. They were grooming me for CAG, but my skill set made me more valuable commanding a flight deck. They assigned me to the Normandy retrofit team about 5 months ago to oversee all cargo bay modifications.
You were stationed on Earth. Do you have family there?
I'm an only child. Lost my parents years ago. I had a husband back when I was stationed at Ferris Fields. The collectors took out the whole colony. I'd rather not talk about it.
Sad.
Keep up the hard work, but don't kill yourself.
Yes, Commander.
Yeah, this is kind of a funny way to end that conversation. Like, you learn about his husband having died on Ferris Fields, and it's like, yeah, work hard, but don't kill yourself. It's like, ugh, Shepard, smooth.
Hey, Shepard. How'd it go with the council?
Same as usual. Non-committal. Unhelpful.
Bet they still wanted you to help them out, no?
Yeah. We're gonna rescue a Turian Primarch from Palaven.
Sounds like fun. Never been to the Turian homeworld. You down here for a reason?
Just came down to talk.
Great. Not sure what there is to talk about. You already know my service record.
I don't, actually. I didn't have access to personnel records when we met.
Right. Forgot about that. Well... Think you can dance and talk at the same time?
I think I can handle it.
Okay, loco. Let's dance.
Don't push your luck, Vega. With age comes wisdom. And rank.
Ha! You sound like my old CO.
Oh, yeah? And who was that?
Captain Tony. He was a hard-ass son of a bitch, but a good leader.
Was?
Died. With most of my squad. Protecting a civilian colony from a collector attack.
And the colony?
It was either them, or the intel we had on the collectors. Intel we could have used to destroy them. I chose the intel.
Sorry. That's a tough call.
The best part was, we didn't really need the intel in the end. Because you were out saving the galaxy by taking down the entire collector homeworld.
You didn't know. You can't blame yourself, Vega.
Who says I'm blaming myself?
I do.
You a shrink too?
Nope. But that stunt back on Mars was reckless. You're lucky to be alive.
So?
So? Maybe you don't care if you live or die.
Or maybe... I'm just willing to do whatever the fuck it takes to end this goddamn war!
Maybe you are. But if you're half as good as I think you are, we need you alive.
Thanks for the pep talk.
Anytime.
Hey, thanks for the dance, Loco.
Loco, huh?
I can think of worse things to call you.
As long as you remember who's in charge, you can call me whatever you want.
Oh, I won't forget.
So yeah, James is like completely different. Like as far as the human squad mates are concerned, in all the Mass Effect games, even compared to Mass Effect Andromeda, he's by far the best. He has the most interesting backstory. He's a rogue. Like he's not a stickler for the pomp and circumstance and procedure and minutia of Alliance. Like you never, like if your commanding officer talks to you, you're at attention. He doesn't do that. He doesn't salute. He doesn't really pay you much regard at all. And so if you are someone that's more like hard line, you'll definitely take offense to that. But you know, my Shepard is more laid back in that sense. You know, he tries to meet his team where they are, and James has an excellent service record. He's built like a tank, and he's a great Marine. He's an excellent Marine. So all of those things taken into consideration, his hostility or his edginess comes from the pain and the difficult choices that he suffered in his own line of service. And how he expresses that, you know, with a sparring match is definitely different from any other character. You know, he's very masculine, very macho. And, you know, I think the writers did a good job with Vega. He's definitely one of the best characters of the franchise. I like him a lot. Alright, so we're going to go back up to engineering, and we need to talk to Allers. Save our game, because we learned a lesson last time that autosave does not save you from everything. That girl, like, in the center to the right kind of looks like Ellie from a distance. Can't even be a girl at all. Could be a little boy, but just seeing Ellie from this distance.
How's your new assignment working out, Allers?
Fairly normal, except for the unshackled AI, Matriarch Benezia's daughter, and the communicator that can reach Earth. The first two, I can deal with. That last one gets my attention.
So what are you asking for exactly?
Anything from Earth is the lead story right now. That's not opinion, it's fact.
Maybe I can pass on a few non-classified progress updates.
Seriously? You just doubled my ratings. I don't need FaceTime, just a data upload.
Your story is Cerberus. They're a clear and present danger to everything we try to do. Alien audiences will hate them.
So they're traitors to Earth and the galaxy. I wouldn't have to torque it much.
No, you wouldn't.
You do have an inside track on Cerberus. Alright, you feed me your info, and I'll keep biting. Commander.
Alright, so as our relationship develops, it'll develop with like more missions and things like that. You know, as usual, you get more dialogue options. So now we're going to go to speak to Liara and Chocolates.
Commander?
Everything okay down here, Doctor?
The Alliance team cleaned up and restocked, but it's still my old medbay. Feels like home.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Let's waste no time. If I may, I'd like to examine you.
Nothing wrong with me, is there?
No, but we should keep an eye on all those cybernetic implants Cerberus grafted into you.
Expensive stuff bringing me back.
And worth every penny. Let's just make sure everything is okay.
Guess a checkup never hurts. Just no scalpel this time, Doc.
Alas, to my great disappointment, it is nothing invasive. I'm just going to run some diagnostics on your implants, and it'll take a few readings. Good. Your implants are showing little sign of rejection. Just keep up that positive outlook of yours, Commander, and your scars shouldn't return. That's it. You're the picture of health.
Do you ever regret working for Cerberus?
We didn't work for them. We used them. If I were to feel anything, it would be guilt. We took their money, took their best people, took their best ship. We used them to defeat the Collectors, and now we are using their resources against them. So no, I don't regret it one bit.
You've never mentioned any of your family.
None to speak of, really. I'm the last of a prestigious line of medical professionals. The Alliance is my spouse, and you're all my children. I'm blessed with many close friends. But with each Alliance vessel taken, I lose one or two. We need to end this war.
How's our inventory of meds?
The medbay was fully stocked before you left Earth. We should be good for a long time, even given the amount of fire you take each day.
I'll see you around, Doctor.
Take care, Shepard.
This is Miranda's old office.
Greetings, Commander Shepard.
Huh. What are you?
I'm Glyph, a VI assistant to Dr. Tassoni. I help her sort and catalog collected data. She's asked me to draw your attention to a terminal connected to her information network. It analyzes information packages. If you find any useful data, I can research upgrades for you.
And what should I be looking for?
I'll inform you if you've found relevant data. When you do, return to this terminal for your choices. In the meantime, Dr. Tassoni would like to speak with you. Have a pleasant day.
Meeting with the council didn't go too well, huh?
It was less than ideal.
I'm shocked.
At least the council can't deny the Reapers exist. But I'm not sure how much comfort that is while they bicker over which portion of the galaxy to save.
Wow. Becoming the big info brokers turned you into a real cynic, Liara. I like it.
I'm flattered, I think.
So the neat thing about this setup is these monitors track her. So wherever she's standing, she will always be able to see the full picture. It's a flex because this is more efficient than the giant curved display.
This terminal contains non-essential correspondence from your allied forces. Dr. Tassoni has granted you access.
So this is a track of everything about the Protheans that she was able to pick up from the doctors, I suppose. I was taking a look at the project. And maybe I will read them. But I do want to get to a stopping place. I didn't intend to record too long today. Because like I said, I started late because of PC issues. But so far, we've had an hour and 28 minutes and no issues. So.
Liara? What is all this stuff?
After you left for Earth, I had the chance to track down the information trader who'd kidnapped my friend. It wasn't easy, but I found the Shadow Broker and took over his information network.
You're running that from the Normandy?
What I can. Not all of the old broker's networks remained intact, but I have agents.
So you took over as the galaxy's most famous information trader?
Notorious might be a better term. At least it means I can help research this Prothean device. It's far too dangerous to use until we understand it.
Did the Protheans actually complete this weapon?
You mean, will it work? They wouldn't have poured their last resources into this device if they thought otherwise. But we really need to find out just what kind of weapon they left us.
It'd be nice to know we're not kids playing around with a loaded gun.
Absolutely. The damage it could cause if it backfired is unthinkable. People were finally starting to listen before the Reapers came. If we'd had a little more time, maybe Earth wouldn't. I'm sorry. I understand if you don't want to talk about it.
The thought means a lot, Liara. Thanks.
You're welcome. And since I didn't mention it before, it's good to be back, Shepard.
Alright, so got caught up with her, and we will definitely have more opportunity to speak with Liara as the game progresses. But we have Sam.
Commander, come to check on your new recruit.
Just wanted to see how you were doing.
Still trying to get my bearings. When I was working on the Normandy's upgrades, I left at the end of the day. I didn't even have a toothbrush or a change of clothing until I made some emergency purchases on the Citadel.
Next time you need something, just ask. We're all in this together.
Oh, it's no trouble, Commander. I'm sure you have larger concerns.
We can put in a requisition order.
My toothbrush is a Cision Pro Mark 4. It uses tiny Mass Effect fields to break up plaque and massage the gums. It costs 6,000 credits.
Okay,
Yeah. You're on your own with that.
In any event, I appreciate you giving me the chance to stay. Was there anything else?
I'm surprised you're worrying about a toothbrush. We've got bigger problems right now.
Oh, believe me. Seeing the Reapers on Earth was terrifying. But I won't help anybody by bursting into tears here in the CIC, will I? Being here on the Normandy helps. If anyone in the galaxy can stop the Reapers, it's you. And if flagging your messages and managing strategic intel helps you in any way, then it's worth it.
You worked in Alliance R&D?
Yes. You'd think quantum entanglement would make communication easy, but imagine incorporating multiple incoming sources and then networking them with extrapolations of time-lag data to construct a coherent situation GUI. It's an exciting challenge. For me, anyway.
How'd you end up in the military, anyway?
My family didn't have money for university. When the Alliance saw my aptitude scores, they offered me a full scholarship. I served my required years after graduation and decided to stay. I really like the challenges of the lab. Although, I'm sure I'll grow to love frontline service as well.
Where are you from originally?
A colony in the Terminus systems, actually. Though I studied on Earth, at Oxford. My parents were from London. They loved Earth, but they wanted the freedom a colony life could offer. If they stayed in London, I imagine they'd be dead right now.
A lot of people back on Earth are still alive, and counting on us.
Quite true, Commander.
Carry on, Specialist.
Alright, and lastly is the Captain's Cabin, which is the last place to tour. So this area actually opens up to reveal toilet and shower ensemble. Star Citizen does it better, but Star Citizen's also set like 800 years from now, from where we are in the Mass Effect universe. So yeah, 800 years in the future, you will have toilet shower mixes, but currently you just have them still separate. And then of course you have a private terminal, and you don't have access to our achievement count anymore, and there isn't a photo of Ashley on the desk. And of course there is no fish because they keep dying. And you know, certain areas of the room gutted. Armor locker you can always customize and change. But we have ourselves a new soundtrack. So yeah, this is like the best song. And I love this song because it actually reminds me of like the old, you know, like retro games, like Crash Bandicoot and all of those. I mean, retro used to mean like games that came out in 1980, but I'm a boomer by Zoomer standards. Okay, so you know, retro for today's world is when I was a kid, basically. But yeah, this song reminds me of Crash Bandicoot a lot, and that's why I love it. Automatically puts me in a good mood anytime I hear it. Alright, so we are now ready to dive into the system. We have our squad, so Liara and James are going to be escorting us to all of the missions that we need to do. But if we pull up the galaxy map, it looks different than the previous two games. Clusters already conquered by the Reapers can be accessed using Normandy self-drive. Search the clusters for survivors, salvage, and valuable intel. So as you can see, we have Sigurd's Cradle, Apian Crest, Exodus Cluster, Kite's Nest, Hades Gamma. And as you can see, we can't freely travel around the galaxy because it wouldn't make a lot of sense. So that's one thing that made Mass Effect 3 a really straightforward game. and a lot of people liked it for that reason. I personally liked more of the complexity of the first two games as far as exploration. Really, the first game. Mass Effect 2 didn't offer you much free exploration, but Mass Effect 1 did. And this is where we currently are. And as you can see, we can select our jump points as opposed to having to scoot around the system. But yeah. Autosave just kicked in. And so I'm going to pick up episode 3 next time. And we're going to just paint the galaxy red or blue since the Reapers are. But yeah, take care, guys. This was mostly a lore stream. No combat in this episode. But yeah, take it easy. And in episode 3.